Hello, my name is Ryan from Buster Beagle 3D, and today I'm going to be doing a quick review of the BIQU BMCU-370. If you're unaware, this is an open source project that replaces the AMS Lite on a Bambu Lab's 3D printer for multicolor printing jobs with those machines. Now, if you're a subscriber to my channel, you might have seen my videos with the A1 Mini as well as my regular A1. With my A1 video, I also showed the multicolor printing using my AMS Lite. I still use both machines quite a lot, and I was in the market to purchase another AMS Lite so I could run multicolor or really just have a simple setup for swapping colors on regular prints. At the time I was looking into this, the Bambu Lab website was out of the AMS Lite stock altogether, so I was even looking at eBay and Facebook Marketplace to see if I could find one, but most I found were more than the cost of the regular ones from Bambu Lab for a used one, so I pretty much gave up and was going to wait for them to be back in stock. Right around that time, I actually had BIQU reach out to me and ask me if I was interested in trying their BMCU-370. Honestly, I'd never even heard about it, but once I figured out what it was, and based on the fact that the AMS Lite was out of stock at the time, I said that I would love to try it out. As always, I'd like to point out that they did send this unit to me for free, but there were no strings attached, and they didn't even really ask for a review video, but were even okay with me just simply giving them feedback, but I thought it was cool and I wanted to share it with my subscribers. Again, this is an open source project, so essentially you could make this entire device by yourself. According to BIQU, they are exclusively authorized by the original creator of the BMCU to manufacture this product. Since it is open source, I have seen others online make it and sell this product, but I have not seen that claim of the authorization elsewhere. If you check out the BIQU website, you will see that there are two versions of this device. There is a fully assembled version, which is what they sent me, as well as a DIY version where you get all the hardware, but you still have to print the various parts of the device yourself. Honestly, I would go with the full assembly if it's in stock, especially since that's not all you have to do to get this thing running. Even if you get the fully assembled version, you are still going to need to print some of the parts to get it running. The kit did come with a bracket that you can use to attach the machine to a Bambu Lab A1, but I wanted to attach it to the A1 Mini, so the company points you to a simple bracket that will hold the BMCU on the tower that you can print. So that is what I did, and I really like how simple and out of the way it is. The second thing that you're going to have to do is figure out the spool holder for the device. That's honestly the part that is going to take the most time. The kit did come with some torsion springs as well as some spring washers that are intended to be used on an auto rewind spool holder that you have to print yourself. The reason you may want an automatic rewinding spool holder is as the colors swap on the machine, it pulls the filament out of the machine. Well, that material gets pushed back towards the spool, and if your spool holder doesn't reverse, you could end up with things like getting tangled or rolled off the spool or things like that. The AMS Lite automatically do this in the spool holder on the device, but since this build requires that you make your own, it doesn't have that here. BIQU has a spool holder link for what looks like a combination of other designs on MakerWorld. I did try this at first, and I think that at the time I did, there were a few things missing from the file that I was pointed to, where I had to go looking for missing components in the original design. I think they've updated this file since then to include all the parts, but after all was said and done, I wasn't really happy with the design of the spool holder, and it didn't work well for me. It's based on the original spool holder of the AMS Lite, but again, I felt it was somewhat overcomplicated. I ended up going with the design of a fully printed spring design from Phil Caruso on MakerWorld, as well as a Frankenstein of other things, so I could use some of the parts that I had already made from the previous design. I would suggest checking out the many designs online to see which one works best for your particular setup. So with the spool holder ready to go, it was now time to set up the BMCU on the A1 Mini. First, like I had said before, you need to attach the device to the mounting bracket that I had to print for the A1 Mini. Unfortunately, the head of the screw that came with the kit was too large to fit inside the holes of the 3D printed parts, so I had to find some other smaller M3 screws. Once I did, I unscrewed the top plate and then replaced it with the 3D printed part. The BMCU will mount right onto the top with that swivel base. Now you have to turn the machine completely off before hooking up the wires. Just plug the provided cables into the side of the BMCU and into any port on the side of the A1 Mini. When you first turn the machine on, it will complain to you that the current firmware only supports one AMS Lite. This is normal and will be fixed in the next step. You need to click on Settings and then click on AMS Options. Then you're going to click on AMS Type. You then want to switch it from AMS Lite to AMS/AMS2 Pro/AMS HT. It's then going to prompt you that you need to switch the firmware, so you say OK. If you currently have filament inside of the machine, it will tell you that you have to unload it first. Just wait a little bit and then it will tell you that the firmware switching is complete. At this point, if you back out of the AMS settings, you should see that the type has changed. However, if you back all the way out, it will still seem like you only have access to one spool. Completely turn the A1 Mini off and then switch it back on. You should now see the AMS in the Filaments tab. You may or may not see any filament in there right now, and that is because the BMCU does not automatically pull filament in like the AMS Lite does. You need to feed the filament manually into the back of the device and then push down on the port, which will trigger the motor to pull the filament in. This is only done when first loading the filament, and it will be automatic during the printing. So I did this for all of my colors, and then I edited each spool to read as PLA Basic. Based on the colors that I had to test from, I decided to print this little bee keychain that I found on MakerWorld by Tor Gresdahl. I loaded it up in Bambu Slicer and sent that to the machine, and with my first attempt, something went a little off. Not sure why, but I needed to make sure that the BMCU and the software understood that I had the filament set up exactly like the file, but for whatever reason it didn't think I did. What I had to do was make sure that the filament selection matched what was on my machine when I went to go print the job. Please let me know in the comments if I'm doing something incorrectly or if there was a better way. The BMCU does not have automatic filament detection like the AMS Lite does if using one of their spools from Bambu Lab with a microchip in it. Either way, I sent it to the machine and this time it printed in the correct colors and it did a flawless job at it. It would have printed even faster and with less color changes if this particular file didn't have the colors going so deep into the model instead of just a few layers at the surface, but either way it looked great and I was very happy with the results. Now, this isn't a perfect device. There's a little bit of squeaking noise I can hear from time to time coming from the inside. I'm not sure if it's a spring or the motor potentially rubbing against something, but since I didn't assemble it, I'm not sure where I would even look to find it. It's not a huge deal, but I definitely hear it from time to time if I'm paying attention. This is also a project that is currently in development, so there may be some sort of updates in the future. There is a port on the bottom of the machine to be able to update the device with new firmware. However, this isn't just a simple USB cable or anything like that. You would need to have a special module to do this, but I don't plan on changing anything on it anytime soon. Overall, I was pretty happy with the design and build of the BMCU-370. It does require some work out of the box to get it working, but that might be right up your alley. It also allows for many different configurations of how you want to set up your spool holder, as everybody has different places that they set their machines up, and sometimes the AMS Lite can be a little large and in the way from time to time. At half the cost of the AMS Lite for a fully assembled BMCU-370, is it worth the trouble of making your own brackets and spool holder? Well, I'll leave that up to you. Thank you again to BIQU for reaching out to me and letting me test this device out. It was exactly what I was looking for, and I was excited to try it. There is an affiliate link in the description of this video that does help out the channel if you decide to pick one of these units up, but either way, I hope you found this video informative. If you like this video, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more videos having to do with 3D printing, laser engraving, injection molding, and all things maker. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.